You've had the thought. Everyone with a cat has. You come home, and there they are, exactly where you left them, curled up, dead to the world, sleeping like they've got nowhere to be and nothing to do. And a little voice goes, is my cat lazy, depressed, bored out of their mind, or is something actually wrong? First, take a breath. Your cat is not lazy. A cat sleeping all day is not a broken cat. It's a cat running on ancient hardware you were never handed the manual for. I'm Peter Graves, veterinarian for 15 years. Today I'll show you exactly how much sleep is normal and why the one difference that separates a healthy sleepy cat from a sick one, the red flags that mean you call me, and then the real payoff, the things that turn a bored, oversleeping cat into a satisfied one. And the last one costs nothing, needs no equipment, and it's the one almost everybody skips. Hit like, and let's start with the number that surprises everyone. So, how much is normal? Brace yourself. A healthy adult cat sleeps 12 to 16 hours a day. Kittens and senior cats often push past 20, read that again, because most owners think their cat is unwell when their cat is completely, boringly average. Here's the mistake. We judge cats by a human clock. 8 hours feels right to us, so 16 looks alarming. But your cat is not a small person. Your cat is a small predator. In the wild, a cat's day is short. Violent bursts of hunting, followed by long stretches of doing absolutely nothing because a hunt burns enormous energy and a missed meal is expensive. So evolution built a body that sleeps hard to conserve fuel between hunts. The correct way to think about it, don't count the hours. Watch the pattern. A cat who sleeps 16 hours but wakes up bright, hungry, playful, and social is a textbook healthy cat. The number on its own tells you almost nothing. What it's paired with tells you everything. And that pairing is exactly what we cover next. This is the single most important thing in the whole video, so lean in. There is a world of difference between a cat who sleeps a lot and a cat who is lethargic. And knowing which one you have is the difference between relaxing and calling your vet. Here's the mistake. People treat sleep and lethargy as the same word. They are not. Sleeping a lot is a cat who naps hard, but when they wake, is still fully themselves. Lethargy is a cat whose get up and go has left the building. So run this test. When your cat wakes, do they stretch, groom, and stroll to the food bowl with interest? Do they still greet you, still perk up at the wand toy, still care about the window? A healthy, sleepy cat does. A lethargic cat doesn't. They wake and stay flat, uninterested in food, in play, in you. The correct way to read it, lethargy is defined by what's missing, not by the sleeping itself. If your cat is still doing their normal things, they're fine. If a normal thing has quietly disappeared, that is your signal, and it's the whole reason for the next chapter. Now, the part I never let anyone skip, because sometimes extra sleep is the first quiet sign of something real. Here's the mistake. Owners wait for a dramatic collapse. Cats don't do dramatic. They do subtle until it isn't. So, here are the red flags. A sudden, noticeable increase in sleep over days or weeks. Sleeping paired with eating less or not at all. Hiding in strange new spots, under the bed, in a closet. Weight loss you can feel over the spine. Weakness, wobbliness, or trouble jumping up where they used to fly. Changes in the litter box, drinking a lot more, or breathing that looks like effort. Any of those, and the sleep is a symptom, not a mood. Behind them can sit real conditions. Arthritis and pain, kidney disease, diabetes, an overactive thyroid, anemia, infection, heart trouble. You cannot tell which from the couch, and you're not meant to. The correct way, if you see one clear red flag or a cluster of small ones, you don't wait it out, you call your veterinarian. Blood work and an exam catch these early, and early is everything. Everything after this is for the healthy, simply bored cat. This part is for the one who needs a doctor. If I could get every cat owner on earth to change one behavior, it would be this one, and I'd take it over everything else on the list. Play with your cat every single day. And I don't mean leaving toys on the floor. Toys on the floor are furniture. I mean you, holding a wand toy, moving it with intention. Here's why it matters more than people think. A bored cat sleeps more, not less, because there's nothing worth waking for. Your cat is a hunter with no hunt. That unspent drive doesn't vanish. It curdles into oversleeping into 3 a.m. zoomies. into over-grooming and picking fights. Here's the mistake: waggling a wand in your cat's face while you stand still. That's not prey, and cats know it. The correct way: make the toy behave like something alive. Dart it away from the cat, never at them. Hide it behind a chair leg, let it freeze, then twitch. Let them stalk, chase, and pounce, and here's the part everyone skips: let them catch it. A hunt with no capture is just frustration. Then feed them right after. Hunt, catch, eat. That completes the sequence. Their brain is running, and the cat that follows is calm, satisfied, and deeply, properly asleep. Here's a fast way to re-engage a sleepy, understimulated cat. Stop handing out free food. Think about what eating means for a wild cat. Searching, stalking, problem solving, failing, trying again. Now think about what it means for yours. A full bowl appears on the floor in the same spot forever. Every scrap of challenge has been surgically removed, and we did it out of love, but it means a cat can go a whole life without solving a single problem. Here's the mistake: assuming a full bowl is kindness. A cat's mind needs exercise as much as their body, and an unused mind checks out and sleeps. The correct way? Food puzzles. These are feeders your cat has to manipulate to get the food, rolling balls that drop kibble, boards with little compartments, towers with holes. They have to work out how the thing functions, and that scratches the hunting and scavenging itch at the same time. There's a free resource, literally called Food Puzzles for Cats, that ranks them from beginner to expert. Start easy, because a puzzle that's too hard just gets abandoned. And a bonus, it turns dinner from a 10-second event into a 15-minute activity, which slows the eating and helps with the round, sleepy cat we'll get to later. When you look at your home, you see floor space. Your cat sees something completely different. Here's the mistake nearly every owner makes. You think a decent-sized room means plenty of room, but your cat isn't measuring the floor. They're measuring the vertical. Outdoors, a cat's world is three-dimensional. Fences, branches, walls. They live by climbing and perching and looking down on everything, because height is safety and height is information. A cat on the ground is exposed. A cat 6 feet up is in command. Give them nothing but floor, and you haven't given them a small world, you've given them a flat one. And flat is boring in a way, no square footage fixes. And a bored cat, again, sleeps the day away. The correct way: build upward. Cat trees, wall shelves, a cleared bookcase top, a perch on top of the wardrobe. Make a route, a path. They can travel around a room without touching the ground. And windows, please, windows. A window perch is their television, their newspaper, and their sun lamp all at once. Cats follow the sun through a house like little furry sundials, so more than one sunny spot beats one perfect one. Cats are creatures of pattern in a way that runs deeper than habit. They're crepuscular, wired to peek at dawn and dusk because that's when their ancestors hunted, and their entire sense of safety is tied to knowing what happens next. Here's the mistake: a chaotic, unpredictable day. Random feeding times, no structure, a house that feels different every day. To a cat, unpredictable feels unsafe, and an anxious, checked-out cat copes by shutting down and sleeping. The correct way, and I say this as a little formula: routine, ritual, rhythm. You start with a routine, something you do at the same time every day. Repeat it enough and it becomes a ritual, something with weight to it. String your rituals together and your cat's life has a rhythm. They know when they wake, when they hunt, when they eat, when they rest, and where you'll be. The easiest place to start is food. Stop free feeding and serve proper meals at set times. That one change gives the whole day a skeleton to hang everything else on, and it lets you actually notice the day their appetite drops, which, as you now know, is one of your red flags. I already hear the objection, because everyone makes it. Peter, cats can't be trained. Yes, they can. That myth exists because we tried to train cats like dogs, with pressure and correction, and cats are utterly unimpressed by that. But cats are brilliant with reward-based training, and you can start today. Here's the mistake: believing a cat who sleeps all day just isn't smart or interested. They're underemployed. The correct way: clicker training. Use a little clicker to make a sharp sound the instant your cat does the thing you want, then immediately give a high-value treat, not their regular food. The click becomes a marker that says, that right there earned you something. Cats pick it up remarkably fast: sit, spin, high five, and come when called, which is genuinely useful the day you need them out of a cupboard or into a carrier. Keep sessions short, a few minutes, and always stop while they still want more. And understand what you're really buying. It isn't the tricks. It's a cat who has to think, solve, and focus with you. Every session is a deposit in your relationship, and a cat who's mentally tired sleeps because they earned it, not because they gave up. This one gets argued about, and I'll be honest that it isn't universal, but here's my position. Many cats do better with another cat. The image of the cat as a total loner is outdated. Cats live socially, and a well-matched pair will groom each other, wrestle out their energy, and keep each other's brains busy during the 8 hours a day you're at work, which is exactly when a lonely single cat just sleeps. Here's the mistake, especially with kittens. Adopting one. If you're getting a kitten, get two. People assume that's double the work, and it simply isn't. It's roughly the same work, plus a built-in playmate, and two kittens raised together teach each other how to be cats. The correct way comes with two big caveats. First, some cats genuinely want to be the only cat, older cats especially, and forcing a roommate on them makes everyone miserable. Second, the introduction is everything. You do not put two cats in a room and hope. You separate them, swap their scents, feed them on opposite sides of a closed door, then brief supervised visits, then shared space. Rush it, and you build a rivalry that takes years to undo. Do it slowly, and you've doubled your cat's world. Now, a special word about the older cat, because this is where sleeping all day gets misread the most. As cats age, they genuinely do sleep more, and a lot of that is normal. Here's the mistake, writing off every change as just old age. Some of it is age, but senior cats also quietly develop arthritis, and here's the cruel part, cats almost never limp. Instead, a sore, achy cat simply stops jumping to the windowsill, stops climbing the stairs, sleeps downstairs on the floor instead of up on their favorite perch, and we call it slowing down when it is actually pain. The correct way, watch for the things they've stopped doing, not just the sleeping. Are they avoiding heights they used to love? Hesitating before a jump? Catching the edge of the litter box? Those are arthritis flags, and arthritis is treatable. Your vet can genuinely give an old cat their life back and make their world gentle. Soft, warm beds in their favorite low spots, a ramp or a step up to the couch, a litter box with a low side they don't have to climb into, comfort, and a senior checkup twice a year, so the sleep stays the good kind. Let's talk about the round, sleepy cat, because weight and sleep feed each other in a nasty little loop. Here's the mistake. Assuming a chubby cat is just a happy, relaxed cat. An overweight cat moves less, so they burn less, so they sleep more, so they move even less. And carrying extra weight is genuinely uncomfortable. It strains their joints and makes the very play and climbing that would help feel like too much effort. On top of that, obesity raises the risk of diabetes and other problems we already put on the red flag list. The correct way, it starts with the bowl. Free feeding is the #1 cause of the round indoor cat. So, as we said, switch to measured meals at set times and ask your vet for your specific cat's target, because looks fine to me is how most cats end up overweight without anyone noticing. Then let the enrichment do its job. The food puzzles, the daily hunt-style play, the vertical climbing, they aren't just for boredom. They're gentle, sustainable exercise. A lighter cat is a more active cat, and a more active cat sleeps like a healthy one, not like a cat who has given up. Before we finish the toolkit, 2 mistakes I'd delete from every owner's brain, because they're the ones that quietly cause the problem. First mistake, explaining away a real change. Your cat starts sleeping more, hiding more, eating a little less, and the brain reaches for the comfortable story. They're just getting old, they're just lazy, it's just winter. Sometimes that's true. But just old age is the single most dangerous phrase in cat care, because it's the sentence people say right up until the vet finds the thing that was treatable 3 months ago. Respect a real, sustained change. It's information, not a personality. Second mistake, the full bowl and the empty evening, free feeding an all-day buffet while never once playing with your cat. That combination, unlimited food and zero stimulation, is a factory for a bored, overweight, oversleeping cat, and then we wonder why they've checked out. You already have the fix for both watch for change and trade the buffet for meals plus a daily hunt. Your job is not to guess and hope. It's to notice early and give your cat something worth waking up for. And now the last one, the one I told you about at the start. It isn't a product. You can't buy it, install it, or build it with an Allen key. Spend time with your cat. Not play, not training, not a puzzle, just presence. Sit near them. Talk to them quietly. Let them come and settle beside you while you read A Scratch Behind the Ears, and then let them be. Because here's what I've noticed after years of this. People ask me how to make their cat happier while their cat sits 4 feet away, waiting. We fill our homes with trees and puzzles and posts, and you should. All of it works. But every one of those things exists to replace something the outdoors once provided. The one thing the outdoors never provided is you. That's not a substitute for anything. That's the whole reason your cat lives in a home instead of a field. A cat with a rich world and a present person doesn't sleep all day out of emptiness. They rest because they're content, and then they get up because there's someone worth getting up for. So let's make this doable without turning it into worry. Here's your plan. 1, get a baseline for a week. Just notice, roughly, how much does your cat sleep? And more importantly, are they still stretching, eating, greeting, and playing when they wake? That's your normal. 2, watch for a change against that baseline, a real sustained increase in sleep, especially paired with less eating, hiding, weight loss, or litter changes. If your phone can catch a short video of anything that looks off, do it. Your vet would far rather see it than hear it described. 3, if you see a red flag, call your veterinarian. And if your cat is a kitten, a senior, or seems painful, or is breathing hard, don't wait. That's a today call. A basic exam and blood work ruled the scary things in or out fast. 4, and this is for the healthy, bored cat, pick 2 things off this list and actually start. A daily hunt-style play session and 1 food puzzle will transform most sleepy cats inside a week. You don't have to do all of it. You just have to start. So if you take one thing from this video, let it be this. A cat who sleeps all day is not lazy and usually isn't broken. 12 to 16 hours is who they are. Ancient predators built to rest hard between hunts. Your job isn't to make them sleep less. It's 2 things. First, know the difference between a healthy sleepy cat and a lethargic one, and get the lethargic one to a vet. And second, make their waking hours worth waking up for. The hunt, the puzzle, the climb, the rhythm, and you actually present in it. Get most of that right, and you don't have a lazy cat. You have a content one. And the fact that you sat through a whole video about your cat's well-being, rather than assuming they're fine, tells me your cat landed with the right person. So tell me in the comments, how many hours a day does your cat sleep? And what's the one thing that gets them up and playing? I read them, and other people steal the good ideas, which is exactly the point. Hit like, subscribe if you want more cat care videos that respect your intelligence, and send this to someone who thinks their cat is just lazy. Thank you for making the world a better place for your cats, and I'll see you in the next one.